they gave me a camera. They're like, yo, here, dude, like, since you're with, like, our friend, like, we'll give you a little disposable camera and stuff. And I instantly, like, fell in love with him. Hit me up one time. He's like, yo, dude, are you down to come and shoot Borgore and G-Eazy? And I'm like, whoa. Didn't expect it to, like, you know, even make it to EDC. I was like, all right, cool. If EDC happens, it happens, you know. But I got booked by, like, 6 different artists the next year at EDC.
Oh, wow.
I did my first show with Kayzo, and after that, we was just, like, non-stop touring together for, like, the next 2.5 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Shout out to first time like drinking iced tea and interviewing at the same time.
Cheers.
Cheers. This is Lauren of Sidewalk Talk. Today I'm here with Brian.
Brian, hello, I'm Brian.
So you were born in LA or?
Yeah, I was born in LA. Actually born in Hollywood. Yeah, it's crazy. I've never really left Hollywood. I just went to North Hollywood. So, yeah, I stay in North Hollywood now.
But a lot of your mom's side is in music.
Yeah, my family, or like my mom's side of the family, are really huge on music. Actually, all my uncles and stuff have their own bands, and like they're all into like mariachi and stuff.
Oh.
Yeah. So they all have like the little bands, and then they like perform at like weddings and all of that stuff. And my cousins are actually like all into like death metal. Mm-hmm. Which is super like funny, like, cause I at first I was just like, oh, that's like so weird, you know. Mm-hmm. But I really got into it, and I was like, dude, this is sick. Like, metal's tight, you know.
Yeah.
And like I will listen to like Meshuggah, like super death metal, like you know, like some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, no, it was like super crazy how everyone on that side of the family, like, it's just, my mom's side of the family is all into, like, music. Mm-hmm. My dad's side, I really don't know anyone on that side.
Oh.
So, yeah, it's just, I don't know, long story short, they just, family conflicts and stuff, so they just really don't, like, talk to us.
And then, how about, like, when you were young, were you able to see yourself in a music career? Like, but you didn't know like what type of career in music you wanted to do.
I was really into music, but the thing was, I just didn't know and like what I wanted to do. Like, oh, I wanted to play the drums, I wanted to play the guitar, like, you know. But it's just like, when I was younger, I didn't really have like the money or the resources to just go and like, you know, oh, I'm gonna go buy myself a drum kit and stuff. And at the time, like, my mom's side of the family were just like all fighting, so I wasn't able to like, you know, be like, yo, can I come over and like play, you know. But they're just it wasn't really a fun time, me growing up on that side of the family. They were just always fighting over the dumbest stuff. So yeah.
And so were you never into photo and video back then?
Oh no. I would probably pick up like my phone and take a photo of my mom. Just be like, yo, can you take a photo of me? You know, but it was just like, yeah, it was nothing like, yeah, I'm gonna pick up a camera and shoot and stuff. So it's crazy like how I hear some of these photographers like, yeah, like when I was a kid, I used to pick up Polaroid and shoot a lot of stuff. And it's like, nah, that was not me. I was just like, me growing up, I just didn't know what to do. I was just like a nomad and just wanted to do whatever was cool, I guess, you know.
And then how long after was it your friend took you to an electronic concert?
Yeah, my friend Cisco. So I was really into like, I mean, I wasn't really like into going to shows or anything, but like, it was crazy. My mom used to cater food. We had our own like catering business.
Oh, that was your family business?
Yeah, that was our family business, and it was like catering food, and like, I mean, I guess that's what I was doing, like catering, and I would be like handling the money up front, and you know, and one day she's like, yo, I'm doing this festival in downtown, and it's called Monster Massive, and I was like, damn, like that sounds cool. And I told my friend Cisco, he's like, yo, like, have you heard of Monster Massive? And he's like, dude, that's huge. Like, the biggest DJs are gonna be playing there. He told me like a name of DJs, and I was just like, oh, that's cool, man. Like, you wanna go? My mom's gonna be like selling food there. And he's like, what? I'm like, yeah, let's do it. And then
I love this.
it was me and like 10 other friends that I snuck into the to that festival. It's called Monster Massive. And then yeah, it was crazy. I'd snuck in like 10 friends, and we were just all partying to like, I think Rusko was playing at the time, and like Toad Planet,
sick.
and like all this crazy stuff. And then it was crazy. She started getting picked up by the same like promoter, not promoter, but like whoever runs that little stuff or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, what followed? TAO, Together as One. And after that was EDC, like 2010 at the Coliseum. And every single time I was sneaking in my friends, and like we would all go and like party, and and I was like, whoa, like this is crazy. Like electronic music's intense.
So what was the turning point that you started to do video then and photo?
So we used to go to these parties in LA called Ham on Everything.
Oh,
And they were like,
I interviewed Adam.
Yeah? Oh, he's a rad dude. I remember
Yeah.
meeting him. Yeah. There was a couple of times we were down there, and my friends would be like, yo, like, let's go to this like underground party type thing. Like, and I was like, yeah, man, let's do it. We get there, and like, it was like the most insane parties like ever. Like, it was insane. Like, people be fucking, you know, doing the most ratchet shit, you know. But it was like the sickest thing. Like, it was like so rad. And then I met a group of friends there, a group of people at the time, and they were all taking disposable film, like photos and stuff. And I don't know, I kind of like liked the way they were just capturing the moment and stuff. People were getting like, there were like fights would break out, people getting knocked down, people would take a photo of it and like develop the role, and the next day it'd be like some crazy, like, you know, like some dude getting knocked down, like you see his face and reaction and everything. Mm-hmm. I was like, I guess I just loved that concept of capturing that, like, that moment shot, you know? And especially doing it with film is like so hard. Like, it's just film its own thing. I guess teaches you like to be really like focused on that shot, because it's so expensive, like developing it. So yeah, I mean, like I was doing that, and that's same group of people, like it was they were called United Life. They gave me a camera. They're like, yo, here, dude, like, since you're with like our friend, like we'll give you a little disposable camera and stuff. And I instantly like fell in love with it. We were just taking photos, and people just getting trash, drinking bottles, just like capturing moments, like, you know, the best moments of the whole party. And like
and then you went to school for it?
Yeah, I went to school for it. Went to the Art Institute for like 6 months. I hate school.
Well, why did you even want to go in the first place?
I thought it was like, you know what, I should like learn lighting and all that stuff, and you know, I thought it was a good idea, you know, but it turned out to be like not so cool, because I hate school. Like, I cannot sit down and like somebody tell me like, yo, this is how you do this, do that, do this. Like, I have to be out and doing it, you know. And like they would tell us, like they would like, there would be classes of just doing lighting and stuff, but they'll teach us for like 30 minutes, and then they would go back to the room and put on a YouTube video. I was like, dude,
I just want it at home.
I could do this at home, like, you know. So it was just like, I was not stoked about that, and I was just so mad at the school. And after like 6 months, I dropped out. Then
how old were you? So this was when you were like 20?
I was 22, 20,
yeah.
21, yeah. It was just a really shit, like, I was just so mad. And I was just like, damn.
Yeah.
Didn't learn anything. But
then
yeah.
What happened after?
So my friend Cisco, again, they started getting, like, they started DJing. I mean, he's been DJing for the longest, like house parties in LA. But he got like his first like big gig in San Diego called Somewhere Loud. And at the time I had picked up my first DSLR because film like was just getting really expensive. And he would be like, yo, like, are you down to come to this show and like shoot? And I was like, yeah, dude, I'm super down, you know, my first DSLR, like, oh yeah, I want to put it to use, you know? And yeah, I shot my first show. And
how many years ago was this?
This was probably 4 years ago. Yeah, it was 4 years ago. No, not 4 years, probably like 3, 2, not 3, yeah. 3 years ago. And yeah, he's like, yo, dude, come down, shoot, and whatever. I shot the show, super rad. But I didn't know how to edit video. I shot the video and he edited it, and he edited my first video, and then we were like, damn, dude, this is so sick, like this is the raddest thing ever. And yeah, ever since then he started getting bigger and bigger. And like I met his manager, Ethan, and Ethan at the time was living with his roommate. His roommate's Justin Butts. Shout out Justin Butts. He taught me pretty much everything I know, and like introduced me like more into like the electronic music. And I met Steven. I can't pronounce his last name, but he's like the manager of Borgore and yeah, shout him.
Yeah, and he's helped me set up a lot of the stuff too. Yeah.
Yeah, I've known him for so long. He actually like hit me up one time. He's like, yo, dude, are you down to come and shoot Borgore and G-Eazy? And I'm like, whoa. And that was like a huge like moment for me too. So,
wait,
yeah.
so where was your portfolio at by that point?
It was crazy. I was shooting for, all right, so with the guys back to Cisco, they were super huge on like art style, and that's what they started off their art style. And they took me to Australia to shoot DEFCON 1, and it was like my first like big thing. That's right after I left school. They bought my first flight, and then they're like, yo, we're taking you to Australia. And I met like all the artists there. It was like super rad. Like I met Adrenalize, Audio Freak, Brandon Hart, like Zatox, like the biggest hardstyle DJs. And at the time I was like so like damn, like this is crazy, like this lifestyle is insane, you know? And like I shot Looney Tunes, and after that Looney Tunes would hit me up when they would come down here to LA. And like, I mean, my portfolio was getting bigger and bigger, you know? And then they hit me up to shoot EDC, because I remember my coming back into like the electronic music, I wasn't really doing, because I stopped for a minute. I stopped. I didn't even go. I went back like 2015, but the first time I went to like 2015, I snuck in. I snuck in, and then like I made out of like the key tethers, you know, and I cut them and I made bracelets, and then I would like sneak in, and then I paid them like $20, and I snuck in. I don't know if I'll get in trouble for that.
Now viewers have tips.
Yeah, I snuck in, and then I was like, damn, this is so sick. And my friends at the time were like already backstage doing their thing, you know, but I just didn't really care. I was just like, yeah, I'll get back into it, you know, like party. But the next year I told myself like, yo, I'm gonna be up there. I'm gonna fucking I'm gonna just keep doing like video and photo, and I'm gonna get booked to shoot next year. So that's what happened. I ended up shooting, went to DEFCON, met everybody, like all the hardstyle DJs, and was shooting a bunch of hardstyle acts in LA. Yeah, and it was crazy. Like I didn't expect it to, like, you know, even make it to EDC. I was like, all right, cool. If EDC happens, it happens, you know. But I got booked by like 6 different artists the next year at EDC.
Oh, wow.
We were shooting for like Gammer, Audio Freak, Bioweapon, Code Black. I shot a little bit of Carnage. Who else did I shoot? So many like DJs. I was like the biggest like, you know, like wake up call for me, and I was like, damn, like I could for real do this. And yeah, it was like the biggest accomplishment, and then I was just like so happy for myself, I guess.
So this is something I asked all like photo video people, but were you shooting for free initially, and was it difficult to start like being like, this is my rate and you should pay me this way?
No, yeah, I mean, I feel like everybody should, maybe not like all the time, but yeah, I did start for free at some shows, you know, because I knew I sucked. So it's like I need to get my name out there. I need to practice, you know. I need to get out there and like, you know, teach myself different like techniques and stuff every single time I shoot, you know. But yeah, I definitely started off for free, but now it's just like there's a breaking point when an artist starts hitting you up, and then they're like, yo, like, can you come and shoot me for free? You gotta say no. Like,
yeah,
you gotta like, you know, tell them like, this is my rate now. Like, I know, like.
So you previously worked with them, and then now or how was that conversation go? Like, you used to do stuff for free, and then you're like, actually, like.
I mean, I did it for free for like a short amount of time. It wasn't like a huge like, you know, portion, but it was just like, I knew once I started like getting better myself, I would like, you know, be like, yeah, this is my rate, yeah. So you gotta, and they would be super cool with it, you know. But it was like super low. Like at the time, I was like, damn, this is like, you can get paid doing this. This is crazy, you know. Like I didn't really think about it at the time, but it was just like now, it's just like for any like photographer coming up now, it's like you gotta, you know, I would say take advantage of it, you know, like, but it's just be careful, like don't get used, because this industry will literally use you, you know, so it's just like, yeah, so just be careful, I would say, for sure.
What advice would you have for people who are trying to figure out their rates and like where they should price themselves? Because you can't really just like ask random photographers like, how much do you charge?
Damn. I would say to just like know your worth at the end of the day. Is just like, I would say like maybe start small and then like, you know, build yourself up, and like, you know, I mean, if you, this is such a hard question, dude, because it's just like, it just depends on like, you know, because for me, for the longest, I was just having so much trouble figuring that out myself, and like, it's just really hard at the time. Like, you just gotta know your worth. Like, it's crazy to say, but if you think you're worth that much, like, you know, pitch it. And if they say no, then like move on to the next, you know. Like, it's crazy right now because there's a lot of kids right now that's doing a lot of stuff for free, which is cool, you know, don't get me wrong. Like, I did it too, but it's just like, it hurts the industry also, you know, like us other photographers, just because if that kid's doing it, the other person's gonna think like, yo, that's, you know, he's charging me less than what you're doing and doing the same amount of work, you know, pretty much. So it's just like, I would just say start high, for real.
Yeah.
Just like, yeah, just here, I want this amount, and then like, just trickle down, you know. But definitely know your work, know your self-worth for sure, and don't let them take advantage of you, for real. Like, that shit sucks, and it sucks because they will like, cause they know you're new and stuff. But I would say just like practice and kill it.
Yeah. Did you have someone that you turn to for advice, like questions like this?
Yeah, my friend Justin Butts, like, he still tells me up to this day, like, yo, make sure they don't like lowball you, you know, like the bigger like acts and stuff. I'm like, nah, man, like, no. But yeah, I would say to ask like close friends that have been in the industry to tell you like how much do you think you're worth this, and your friends will definitely tell you, you know, like by seeing your work, for sure. Like, it's all depending on your work too, you know, like how you feel, like what your self-worth is and stuff. Because yeah, for sure. Just don't get taken advantage of. That sucks. It's like the worst. It's just, I feel like every photographer now is going through that, and like they want to know what their self-worth is, you know. So, yeah.
Yeah. And then, so how does it work now when artists hit you up? Are they like, okay, I want exactly this kind of recap? Like, do you have to like tweak certain things with the coloring, or how does it work?
Yeah, they'll
or
for
do you
sure.
have like a signature color that you just do for all?
I mean, yeah, I have my own signature color and
Yeah.
all of that. I already have like, I've made my own presets. So like, they really don't tell me like. I mean, like they'll probably tell me like a few things, be like, yo, can you switch this? Can you switch that? But it's just nothing like super dramatic, like, oh yeah, I changed the color or anything, you know. But
does it get ever redundant to you that they all kind of want exactly the same thing?
yeah. A lot of them be like, dude, like I like your shaky like camera movement and stuff.
People love that.
Yeah, they love it. So a lot of them be like, yo, can you do that for me? And like it works for some DJs and it doesn't work for others because it's all based off their energy. So it's just like if a DJ is just like, you know, just vibing off, it kind of works, doesn't, you know? Just depends on their energy. But if you shoot like somebody like Kayzo, which is like dancing and like doing crazy moves on stage, like it works and it's easy to capture and stuff. So it just depends on the DJ, you know. But
so how do people find you now? Is it mostly through your social media or is it word of mouth?
It's a little bit of both. Social media for sure. It's like they'll email me through like my Instagram or something, or hit me up through like Twitter. But it's mostly like word of mouth. Yeah, just word of mouth is pretty much it right now.
How did you come into contact with Kayzo?
Crazy. So like going back to the hardstyle thing, I met Gammer through this other group called Skeillism, and one day he was like, "Yo," they were collabing at Skeillism's house, which is Cisco. Back to Cisco. He's like really like he's one of my best friends, so we grew up together, and it's crazy that we're doing this now. But yeah, they were collabing at their place, and then he saw that I had a camera, and he's like, "Yo, like, do you shoot like EDM?" I'm like, "Yeah, dude, hell yeah, of course I shoot EDM." But he's like, "Yo, I have a show today at the Hollywood Palladium. Like, are you down to come down and shoot?" And I was like, "Whoa, like yes, I'm down," you know. And that was like my first like big like, you know, like venue type vibe. And I shot him at the Palladium, and then like he started booking me for shows, and then he got picked up by John, his manager now, which is Kayzo's manager too. And John saw my work, and he's like, "Yo, dude, like your stuff is sick. Like, would you be down to tour with Kayzo or shoot a couple stuff for Kayzo?" And I'm like, "Yeah, dude, hell yeah, I'm super down." After that, I did my first show with Kayzo, and after that, we just like non-stop touring together for like the next 2.5 years.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was like insane. Like I would never have thought in like a million years like somebody would pay my flight to go travel like the world with them. Yeah, shouts out to John. and yeah, so yeah, he picked me up, and like it was pretty insane like how everything's like worked out. Yeah.
How about for DJ Snake?
Wow, that was a dream come true for real. Aaron Musicaro, which is his tour manager and 4B's manager. I asked him like, "Yo, dude, like, I know you're with Snake a lot. Like, is there any way you could maybe, you know, tell him if I could come by and shoot him at Ultra?" And they're like, "Yeah, man, of course." And then I didn't hear from him for the longest. And then super randomly, like maybe a week before Ultra, they're like, "Yo, they're down." And I'm like, "No way." And I was like freaking out. I'm like, "Yes, this is happening." And Ultra comes around. It's like the biggest day of my life. I'm like freaking out. Then, cause I met him like a couple times before. You know, we've always hanged out. But like, for me, actually shooting for him was like insane. And it's like my second time at Ultra, and this time at Ultra, I'm shooting main stage. So I was like,
wow.
I didn't think like ever in my life I'd be shooting for Snake, and like main stage Ultra, closing the whole
That's
like,
crazy.
Yeah, it's insane. Yeah.
How about for Getter?
Getter, wow. Getter, just I recently through Steven, I shot Puya at Orange County. He had a show out there, and I told Steven like, yo, dude, like, I see that Tanner doesn't have anybody shooting for him. He's like, oh yeah, like, we actually have a couple shows. Would you be down to come down and shoot? And I was like, what? Like, yes, let's do it. And yeah, that worked out, and actually like just have a couple of days locked in with him, and we got future projects on the works very soon, and I'm pretty excited for that too.
Yeah.
He's a super rad dude. Funny. Funniest dude ever.
People love him on the channel.
Yeah,
of course.
dude, he's like, yeah, he's a character, man. He's so funny.
Sweet. And Jauz?
Jauz, crazy. So I was friends with Nate Vogel. I started becoming really good friends with Nate Vogel, which is another like photographer. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, yo, dude, I see that you're in LA, and like, are you down to come down to the Hollywood Palladium? My brother's playing, and I was just like, who's your brother? He's like, Jauz. I'm like, what? Your brother's Jauz?
Yeah, I saw that once and did a double take, and I was like,
yeah, it's like,
oh.
it's like, man. I'm like, yeah, I'm down. It's like, can I bring my camera? He's like, yeah, dude. Like, if anything, are you down to help shoot? And I was like, yes, dude. And I come down, and then like, I crushed like this crazy like recap video for them, and they were so stoked. They wanted to bring me on tour with them after that, and I just couldn't because I was with Kayzo at the time. So I was just like, oh man, but it was all good. I've done a couple other stuff with them too. So yeah, shouts out to Jauz, man, and that whole team. Like, they're crushing it right now. They're amazing people to work with. Super down to earth. Shout out Nate too, man.
Yeah.
Nate's such a great guy. We're always like together too. Like, we're all in a group chat right now.
I should interview him.
Yeah, you should definitely. Like, he's a great guy. I love him. Yeah. He's so funny too.
How do you teach yourself like the editing now?
I'm so picky. Like,
was it YouTube tutorials?
yeah, YouTube tutorials for sure. Like, I think like a lot of my style comes from YouTube tutorials. Like, I would like just be on them and see what's new, and I would, you know, look at my favorite videographers in the industry, like Yoder, and who else at the time was like really crushing it. James Alter, I don't know if you know, like, heard of him. Like, he's crushing right now the game, and like I would try to maybe mimic their style and, you know, create, my own. And like Charlie Tribe Team, Snake's videographer, I would just like, you know, study them like crazy, and then go back on YouTube and like teach myself. And yeah, like somehow like my style like was evolved and created itself and stuff. So yeah.
How about the gear you have now? What do you have?
I have a 1DX Mark II with 1635, 7200 like lenses, 50 millimeter. Like, I have a bunch of shit. But yeah, it's just like, I mean, I've created my style around those lenses, and they've worked for me so well now. I haven't really thought about getting any more like gear. I'm just kind of like, it's cool, but
Yeah.
whatever, like, you know, creates the vision, I guess, is, you don't have to have like the craziest stuff. I just felt like I really needed the 1DX because I can't be carrying two cameras around. Like, I see some photographers carrying an A7S and then like a like DSLR running around stage, I'm like, dude, I kind of just want to have one camera and hold, you know, like,
Yeah.
you know, it's like, that would give me the worst anxiety just having all of that, like, equipment running around my neck and, like, running around how I do and stuff. Yeah.
What would you say have been your biggest challenges so far as a photographer, videographer?
Wow. That's a good question. Biggest challenges, I mean, just, you know, trying to find more work, you know, like, it's not weird to say, but, like, I know, like, I built a name for myself, but it's just being with an artist for so long and not try to branch out, it's kind of, like, scary, because I've got so used to just being with one artist for so long, but, like, now I'm getting back into the groove of, like, writing emails and, you know, doing all that stuff.
Yeah,
so
I can imagine.
It's good, yeah. I mean, being on tour with one person for so long is just like, you just kind of forget.
It's like dating.
Yeah, just like, what's an email? You know, so yeah, no, I mean, I'm getting back into the groove, into like, you know, hitting up like manager.
Last question, what do you want to be remembered for?
I want to be remembered as the moment grabber.
I love that. That's so true for all like photo video people.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think that's what like my style came about to be. I want, like, you know, people to feel like they're there, you know, because some people just can't really afford like going to shows, and you know, and I want to be able to, like, you know, create that raw clip and be like, damn, like, just felt like I was there, you know? And, like, I want to be able to, like, you know, have people feel like they're there and, like, you know, experience what I'm experiencing through my camera, and, you know.
I love that. This is awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I appreciate you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.